You know what time it is.
You know what it is.
Kung Fu Kenny.
What?
The legendary GOAT.
Yes.
K-Dot.
Yes.
Drops a surprise album.
A surprise damn album.
I didn't even know. Did you know?
Keep it pushing, see through the dark like Stevie Wonder.
I got on Facebook and it was like, nobody's talking about the Kendrick Lamar album. I said, what?
Okay.
Randomly. And for sure enough, he was on Apple Music.
Yeah, you text me and I was like, song? You was like, no, album. I was like, what?
Out of nowhere.
So, a lot to say, a lot to unpack.
Yes, there is.
So, you've listened to the album.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm still listening.
Still listening.
I'm still listening. But I will give my first impression.
Yeah.
So first impression, I'm like you. You said this earlier. You think this is kind of like a pre-album.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a pre-album as well. I don't think it's Kendrick's best work.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite songs on there, Luther.
Yeah, that sample.
The Luther sample. I'm mad that I didn't come up with it. The Luther sample is out of here. That's my favorite one on there. I also like the Heart Part 6.
Heart Part 6 is hard.
That's hard. And it's interesting because, Drake, one of his last beef track was the Heart Part 6. So interestingly enough, Kendrick went on and put the Heart Part 6 out anyway.
Yeah. Somebody said he put it out kind of like ignoring what Drake did.
Yeah.
I thought that was interesting.
Very interesting. So, in my opinion, like I said, I've listened to it. And most Kendrick Lamar albums, I have to listen to 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Naturally, because he's always so different. So far, not my favorite album, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he did a lot of West Coast stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Coming off of the Mustard song that he had. They Not Like Us.
Yeah.
I heard a lot of that in there.
Yeah, a lot of West Coast, Bay Area.
I think he, still kind of getting out his last remarks on the beef and stuff like that.
And starting new beef.
Maybe. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah. So before we go there,
yeah.
What did you think about it?
Well, like I said, after you told me it was out that day, I listened to it while I was at work. And my first listen to, I was like, okay, he got a few bangers on here, but I didn't really sit with it. And so after listening to it probably about 5 times, just letting it play, I think maybe not his best album, but I will put it up there because I feel like everything that he's expressing on this album is like where he currently is right now.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about Kendrick. Kendrick don't have just one style. It's like, this is where I am right now. This is the type of music I want to express right now.
Yeah.
And there could be another album coming in January. That's what I heard. So, yes, it does feel like a pre-album. Yeah. But don't sleep on it because I think it got some bangers on it, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm still listening. Kendrick stans, don't come for me. I am, disclaimer, I am a huge Kendrick Lamar fan. Since, what was his first album? Good Kid, Mad City. I think what he did in the Drake beef was remarkable. But, being a big fan of his, in my opinion, this wasn't the best work that he put together. But, I'll keep listening and we'll see what else he comes with afterwards.
Of course, Whacked Out Murals, what's that, the first track is still my favorite. He's talking a little noise there about, he ain't talking noise. He said something about Lil Wayne, and then I think he said more to Snoop Dogg. So let's touch on those 2 things. The Lil Wayne comment.
Yeah.
Do you think that was a diss, or was that him expressing how he felt?
I think it was him expressing how he felt. Kendrick he's in a good situation, a good position, but it's a weird situation. I don't think we've seen Kendrick in this situation before. Not even during the Control thing, because he wasn't as big back then. Yeah. So now, coming off of battling the biggest artists in the world, and basically coming out on top on that. You know what I'm saying? And now he's got all this praise, he got all this attention on him. I think he's just in a weird space. And, looking at, I don't know if you've seen the Future and the Metro Boomin interview.
We're gonna hold that thought. We're gonna talk about that.
Okay. But
future.
he was saying he said a lot on that track. You know, talking about how people was kind of being political and
Politically
well,
correct.
I did what I did, so it's whatever. Talking about how Snoop must have been on edibles for posting the Taylor made song.
Yeah.
But, you know, he expressed himself about Lil Wayne. Like I said, I don't think there was a diss. I think Kendrick, as a Lil Wayne fan, kind of felt disappointed.
Yeah.
I think, in my opinion, as probably in other people's opinions, the right thing would have been for Lil Wayne to say, hey, you know, I did want to perform at the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But, you know, they chose Kendrick, so shout out to him. Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
I think that's what people wanted to see. But it's a weird place for Lil Wayne, too, because how can you congratulate Kendrick Lamar when he done tried to destroy Drake, your best man?
Yeah.
So that's a sticky situation in itself. And I don't know, man. We have to see where it goes. And apparently Lil Wayne responded.
He did respond. But I agree with you. I think Kendrick was just probably expressing the frustration of how he felt about, you know, who was happy that he got the Super Bowl versus who wasn't happy.
Yeah.
And I mean, everybody knows, I guess, the farther you go up, the crown is heavy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think it also simultaneously launched him into a new creative space, because while he did say the line about Lil Wayne, he said a lot more about Snoop Dogg. I don't know if you heard that whole thing. I listened to it a few times, and I thought he just spit a line at Snoop Dogg, but he spit way more than a line at Snoop Dogg, and saying about how people was outdated, and it gets ugly on there. But
You think that was all towards Snoop, the outdated part?
I would say yes.
You think so?
Yeah, I would say.
I'm gonna go back and listen.
Gotta go back and listen, but yeah, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to get. Lil Wayne said, "Don't wake the sleeping giant." And I'm gonna say this. I know y'all, Kendrick's hot right now. I know we got the Kendrick stands out there. Like I said, I love Kendrick, but please don't disrespect Lil Wayne.
I say, yeah, I agree. Don't disrespect Lil Wayne. But I did see something. Have Lil Wayne ever been in a beef? I think he was in a beef with Pusha T one time.
With Pusha T, he threw some jabs at Jay-Z at one time. Lil Wayne has thrown jabs. It's been like small beefs, like they don't last long. It ain't been like a Drake and Kendrick or Tupac and Biggie. It's just cause you got to think, when Wayne was in his zone, he was in the zone. You know, he'll smoke a blunt, go drop a verse, and if you said something about him, he'll say something back.
Yeah.
And then he'll keep it moving.
Just a little jab.
He didn't really like get wrapped up in, I'm gonna do a whole album on you, and he never been that type of artist anyway. He's always been in his own world. Mm-hmm. And I kind of understand where he's coming from. He's like, yo, I'm not bothering nobody.
Yeah.
I'm chilling. But don't think just because I got my feet up.
So I guess what I'm asking is, do you think a current Lil Wayne can go against a prime Kendrick? Because we have two Lil Waynes, in my opinion. We have mixtape Wayne, and then we have Wayne right now.
I'm gonna say
versus prime time Kendrick.
You gotta think, both of them, they're not that far apart in age.
True.
Wayne's like early 40s. Kendrick, he's around my age, 36, 37. They not that far in age. I see what you're saying, though, with him being in prime. Like, Kendrick is, like, on the field right now.
He on the field, he playing.
Kendrick is...
Not saying Lil Wayne ain't playing. He's playing, but he ain't playing as many games.
He playing in the backyard.
Okay.
He tossing the ball around. I'm going to say this. In the past year, I've heard Wayne on some features with some bars.
Yeah.
So... I'm just gonna say Wayne still got some bars. Like, you know, I don't know if it's to the par where he's gonna be trying to go back and forth like Drake and Kendrick did when they was shooting 2 songs a day.
Yeah, I don't think we'll ever see that. And the reason I say that is because Drake and Kendrick hated each other for a long time. Yeah. So I think this would be more of, if something did happen, which I don't want it to happen, because I love both of these artists. Both of them my boys. I love Lil Wayne. Been rocking with Lil Wayne for a while. Yeah. Love Kendrick. Been rocking with Kendrick. I don't want to see it happen. Yeah. But what I'm saying is, current Lil Wayne versus primetime Kendrick, I think it'll be a nice sparring match.
You think it'll be like a Mike Tyson and Jake?
It might be. And I'm gonna tell you what got me messed up. What got me messed up is, man, Lil Wayne. You need to make a diss track about Orlando Brown.
Yes.
That's what you need to make a diss track. Yes. Highly disrespectful.
Highly. I feel like a lot of people are being very disrespectful.
Very disrespectful.
You know, and why would Lil Wayne want to get in a beef at this point in his career, though?
Yeah, I mean, he really don't have nothing to prove.
He don't have nothing to prove. You know, I know a lot of y'all Gen Z may not know a lot about Wayne, but let me just tell you, for about 6 summers straight, maybe more, he was the guy. He was the go-to guy for the features. He was the #1 rapper, awards. Like, just go do your history. Like, we love Kendrick too, but I'm just saying, respect your elders.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Eminem's 51, and I promise you, he can slap a couple young rappers around. I'm just saying. But we not gonna go there though. Yeah. But anyway, like I said, I think Kendrick's in a he's in a weird space right now, and you can hear it through his music. Like he's on top right now, you know, coming off of a big beef. He got some people with him. Yeah. He bringing the West Coast back, and he got some people not with him, or some people he think with him. And
yeah.
You got some of your elder people that you respected, but you feel like they not showing you love like they should.
Yeah.
He's in a weird space.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, definitely glad to see him making music. I can understand why he would get in the studio and kind of express how he's feeling as far as the beef and how people have been reacting to his Super Bowl announcement. But I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see what comes after all this.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting. And what was also interesting is people don't know this. A lot of people don't know this. But the same day that Kendrick Lamar dropped the album, J. Cole dropped a full album. And so nobody's talking about it. Nobody don't even know that he dropped, except if you go on Spotify, because it's kind of hard to find.
Is it a revenge one?
It's called The Warm Up or something like that.
But I think that's his. So I think what happened is all of his old mixtapes he put it on streaming platforms.
Is that what it is?
I think that's what it is.
Okay.
We're gonna fact check.
Okay, so yes, he did drop an album, but it's all his old mixtapes.
All his old mixtapes were put on streaming platforms because I was like, there's no way J. Cole dropped that album and ain't nobody said nothing.
Yeah. But I mean, even with what he dropped, I haven't heard anybody talking about it.
The single he dropped?
No, I mean, none of it. You heard somebody talking about the single that J. Cole dropped from his mixtape?
So I can't think of the name of it, but he dropped a single about a month ago when he was talking about the beef with Kendrick and Drake and stuff.
Yeah. Now that was hot.
Yeah. That's the last thing I've heard from J. Cole.
Yeah. But I don't know. Do you think Kendrick knew? He was like, okay, he's finna put all his mixtapes online, so I'm gonna drop the same day, and nobody's gonna talk about.
I don't know. I don't know if that would have been the case. Well, it would have been interesting if Drake would have dropped the same.
Okay.
So you know what I mean? It's the tension is still in the air with the Drake and Kendrick beef, and so it's like people are still going to be comparing, you know, record sales and this and that. You know, like I'm like, come on, just you know, let it be what it is. But like I said, shout out to Kendrick Lamar for dropping his project, keeping things moving, keeping things pushing, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. And if you ain't checked out the album, go check out the album. I think it's hard. He think it's hard. Let us know what you think in the comments, and we'll see you guys on the next video.
Check out that Luther song.
Yeah, that Luther.
And y'all sleeping on that Luther.
Keep it pushing, see through the dark like Stevie Wonder.